Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to make an academic poster step by step from slides to poster. So I will show you the slides first, and then I will show you one by one how you can convert that part of slide into a poster in a more beautiful way. So this video is going to be a little bit longer, so please bear with me and let's get started. So first of all we have to do is I'll just quickly remove this part, and I will just go to insert menu, or sorry, design menu, and then here comes the slide size. So when you go to the slide size, go to the custom slide size. Here you can see different options available here. What you can do is you have to change this slide to a certain width. Let me just quickly check on what is the size which I have. So the size is 47 by 35. So we're just going to keep the same size, and 47.24 and 35.4. So slide size, custom slide size 47 and 35. Okay, so once we are done with this one, we are just going to click here and say ensure fit, and then we are all set. So guys, once we are done with this one, all you have to do is go to home tab and then take a shape, go to the shape, and then take a big rectangle. So first of all, what I do is I try to make sure that I work within my boundaries, and I try to make sure that all the boundaries that I'm working in are pretty much same. So here, as you can see, we have three of them. We have a width of 47 inches. So what we are going to do is we are going to divide this into three sections. So first of all, we are going to say that let's divide 47 into three parts. Let's say 15.7. so once say 15.7, that means I'm going to divide this into three sections. So here you can see here, now I will press Ctrl and Shift and drag it, and then I will move it and will make sections like this. So then I will select all of them and make sure they are a little bit big, so because when we are editing, they don't disturb what we are doing. So right now they have a color. Let's just give a no color to them, and now let's get started with the heading first. So go to the insert menu and then take a text box. Once you have a text box, make a shape like this, and then we are going to enter a title first. But before, let me show you the slides first. So the slides that we are going to deal with today is here are the slides. I will just quickly go through the slides first. So we are not going to go in the details for the data we are working on, so we are rather more going to focus on the template, how we are going to design it. So these are some random slides, and I tried to took some slides so that we can have a more natural work in data, and we can easily see how we can convert the slides into a poster. So these are just random random slides, and distributed with different sections like methodology, results, and then comes the conclusion, and so forth, so on. So these are 21 slides. So we are going to try to convert them into the we are going to convert them into a poster. So first of all, I'm going to copy this one and going to back here and paste over here. So remember, when we are using big slides, the only problem is that the text size is too small. So we need to make sure which text size, and we need to be consistent what text size we are going to use. So let's say for this one, we are going to use 80 font, which I use in my own slide, which I have made before. And Century Gothic is the font that I'm going to use it in all this whole the poster, because it looks more professional and more nice. And honestly speaking, this font is more beautiful when it comes to presenting your work. So now we have to decide which theme we are going to use. Okay, so before that, you should also know that you do have your working space in this one, but you should also have a working boundary here. So I'm pretty much used to working with boundaries, but for you, in your case, you can create an imaginary boundary here, or you can just remember that there is a boundary here. I need to work within those boundaries, and I should not go outside that part. And similarly, same goes for the top part. So when you're dealing with big parts, make sure that you select an object and then you zoom in. Otherwise, if you don't select, you will go into different directions which you won't like it. So it's better that you use select an object first and then go into different details. Okay, just don't mind if I am too slow, if I'm making too many pauses. Just try to understand what I'm trying to deliver to you guys here. And now here you go. Here comes the title first. go to the title and change the title and change the font to this blue color, which is my favorite color also. Now comes the second part, which is the name and tag. Okay, so now let's say we are going to copy this one and we are going to say, let's say the certain name, let's just say this is a volunteer that participated and helped us with the data. Thank you for that. And now we are going to work with this one, and we're going to reduce the size to 54 because these are title slides. So we are going to work, we are going to make sure that this is a little bit bigger than the normal size we are going to use in the text, so that we have a more vigilant and more vibrant vibe for this particular thing. Okay, so now I'm going to give a small background to this one. So this is a shape. Just give no outline to the shape, and I will go with a light color, let's say green. And then what I will do is I will send it to the back, and we will have a shape like this. So now this color is not too visible, so I'm going to change it to white and make it visible, and then not make it bold, just to keep it natural color and natural tone, and it looks somehow like this. Now try to make sure that this name is in the center, and then we're going to copy this one again and paste it here. Now guess what, this one is for the university. Okay, so I will just copy the name of the university from the slides. I'm going to paste it over here, and we are just going to paste it over here. Okay, let me just do manually and paste it over here. Extend this length a little bit more so that you don't have to do it again and again. Reduce the size, then reduce the size for this one. Now this time change the size color for this shape to another color, let's say to blue, or similar with the one that you're using over here. So guys, this part is done. Name, title is done, all done. Now we are going to work with the first part, which is the introduction part. So let's go introduction part, right? 01 and introduction. You're just going to type like this, introduction. So remember, I'm just copying the same thing so that I am consistent with my color, or I'm consistent with my font type, which is Century Gothic over here. And now I will just going to change this one into a different color, and I will just check on the size that I was using. So currently it's 80, let's make it to 88, a bit bigger, so that we know that what's the difference between our headings and what is the difference between our other text. So this looks a little bit too outside. Let's just bring it near and make sure this one is also aligned to this part. Now quickly moving to the slides first. So first of all, this slide one, we go to slide one, which shows that the other race effect, the members of ethnic different, and there are two subtitles that are giving the information. So the title is the other race effect. We're just going to copy this one, and what are we going to do is we are going to Control Shift down and replace it as a text. So once we are done with this one, guys, you might be wondering how I drag the file down. So remember, press Control Shift, and you can see a mouse over here. You can just simply drag it down. So that's an easy way to copy. So normally if I have to copy too many times, it's too difficult. So what I do is I normally copy like this, which is much easier and much more comfortable. So let's just reduce the size to a size where it looks like it's a subheading, not a heading. It of course. So that's the thing. So now this part is like kind of question, like nobody knows what is the other race effect, most of the people, if they are reading for the first time. So what I do is I will go with the icon set, and I will find an icon set, let's say a question mark. So I'm going to type into here a question mark, and I will just go and pick up whatever suits me, whatever I like. So here you go. This is the site that I'm going to use right now. I'm going to put it here, make sure I'm following the theme. I'm going to send it to the back, and what I'm going to do is double click here and click over here, and then go to this option, which is picture, and then picture transparency, and I will reduce the transparency a little bit so that it doesn't look too bright and doesn't look too less or anything like that. I'm just trying to be consistent with the color. Now the thing is that we are going to copy is the another text, which is from this file. Let's say members of ethnicity different from their own are different to recognize and remember. So just copy this one, go back to the slide here, paste it over here. Now you can see the text is over here. Click here, Century Gothic, change the font as usual, keep the font to a sample size, which is 28. So currently it's to 32. It's okay, doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to make I'm going to emphasize this part. So for that, what I can do is I can go to the insert menu, take a shape, and make a shape over here, put a shape at the background, and in this way I can emphasize my text so easily. Okay, right now this is the back side. Right click, bring to the front. Okay, here you go. Now this shape, when you make a shape by default, it always have an outline, so you can just remove the outline, change the color, give them a different color, reduce the transparency, it looks much more better, and then put it over here. Now one thing you can do is make it bold, and for the source, this is a source, actually a reference, what you can do is you can make a separate file. So currently it's over here. I'm going to make it back up over there, and I will show you what I can do with this source file. Okay, so copy this part again, reduce the size, let's say like this, and I'm going to reduce this again now. We change this color to dark blue and remove the transparency. Try to move it up here, reduce the size here, and then what I will do is I will put this text on the top. So bring to the front first, change its color to white so that it's more visible, and here you go. So now we are going to increase the size a little bit so that it's more visible inside the text box we are using, and then we can see that it looks much more clear and vibrant now. Okay guys, so this part is done, section. Now you can see that there are a lot of spaces, so don't worry for that. We are going to manage all the spaces in the end so that we know there's a balance between all the shapes. And this one looks too big, we're going to reduce it now and put it over here. Now then comes this part is the double part, had 2 points, so I'm going to copy this one again, Control Alt, Control C, and then I'm going to drag it down here so that I don't have to write it and format it again, and click here, which means that you are going to keep the source formatting. Okay, so now this part is important over here, and so for that I'm going to change this color to something like this, and for the other one I'm going to change its color. Let's say, let me just change the color first for all of the text first, and then just make this one more prominent, which is a little bit different. So I want to keep a different routine here, like a different kind of a format, which shows that which one is important, which one is not important. So now similarly for the source format, I'm going to keep the same format. I'm going to copy this one and paste the same thing which I copied just a minute ago. I'm going to paste it down here, and then here we have our second source of reference, and we are going to manage this so that it doesn't goes too much out or too much in, and this is how we are going to manage that. So guys, in order to make it more beautiful, what you can do is, have you ever heard of these things, inverted commas? So you can use quotation marks, and you can just use one of them at one at a time, and you can just put it here just to make it look a bit fancy, and then you can draw these again, remove this one, reduce the size for the box, and you can drag it more and put it over here. Actually, should come here, so we are going to unselect this one and drag it over here, and here we go, we have a quotation here. Okay guys, so first slide is done. Now we're going to move to the second slide, which shows cause and effect of the other race. Now this one is actually already a shape itself. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to just copy this one and make a subheading with this one, Control Shift and drag, and I'm going to paste the same text over here, and now you can see that this is a heading. Now I will go here and make it show this is in the center, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the same thing from here, but this time I'm going to remove this one from here, backspace, and now you can see this one is the second one. I'm going to go sorry, so backspace. So now these are two separate headings, and what I'm going to do is, looks like there's some problem here. Okay, let me just copy this one first, and then we are going to deal with this one. So copy that and go back and paste it over here. So now you can see here we are going to drag it down here, and then we are going to change the design for this type. So first of all, what we are going to go, when we click here, we have a smart design option. So from the smart design option, I'm going to choose different option which is currently not available here. So what I'm going to do is go to the more layout option, and then I will quickly see which design I want to keep. So I actually already made a design before, so that I know how to make it, and just to keep time a little bit less, so I can make these designs a bit more quicker. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to select I guess let me think, we're going to select this one. Okay, let me just select this one first, and let's see then how we are going to change the shapes. So I wonder where is that shape I'm currently going to make. The shape is on the other side, so I need to know where the shape is. For example, let's say this one, but it doesn't look too good. Let me just copy that and show you how to do that. So I actually made that before, but let me see which slide is this. Okay, so just move it down, and as you can see now, in comparison to this slide which has main this heading, so I remove this heading and I just use simple heading which is like this one in the text form, and then I just simply change the other smart art type, which is go to the smart art type, and then you can see over here which is the horizontal source list. So you can find here in the more option, go to the list option, and you will find in the 1 2 3 4 10th number. Okay, so you're just going to use it. If you want to change colors, you can simply change colors from here, and you can choose whatever you like. And if you want to change the appearance, you can just change it from here. So it's up to you how you want it. So currently I think this one looks much better to me, so I'm going to change the color to this one. Okay, let's just keep this one, and this one is not too visible, so I'm going to change its color from white to black. But yeah, it looks nice to me now. So it's good enough for now, and now we are going to move to the next part. Let's go to the slide back again, and now let's see what's next. Again, some text. We are going to use some text again, but this time they also have some images with them. So what we are going to do is we are going to copy this one, paste them here, and put them down over here. So remember, whenever you have these kind of text, don't just use this text. What you can use is instead use some background with them, and they will look more beautiful. So let's say the text says untransformed and it says transformed. So there are two different texts, untransformed and transformed. So just simply remove this part, and I'm going to make sure that this is capital, and let's just change the color of the background shape, make it green because this is a good one. And then what we are going to do is we are going to work on the other part, which is let me just remove the space a little bit. It has too much space. And similarly for this one, we are going to change the shape color, which is red. Now remember guys, don't ever type in the box itself. If you type in the box, it reduces space, so I better recommend you to keep both of them separate, text separate and the file separate. So once you put it here like this, put it here, and similarly put it here like this, it shows something like this. Well, if you want, you can increase the size and send it to the back, and similarly increase the size and send it to the back. And now make sure they are in the center, so because they will look nice if they are in the center. Select all of them, move them a little bit down, and now let's move toward the text. So these are the texts which are we going to copy. So for convenience, I'm going to copy it from the sample slide which I made before, and I'm going to paste it over here, and now we're going to see what happens. So guys, this is the same size, nothing else. What I did in this one is increase the size and just make them bold. So if you want, you can unbold them and it will becomes back again to the same position. So now we are going to make sure that this thing is equal to the thing that we are having. I mean that this part is ending over here. So as you can see, when I will move these parts, you will see a certain line coming at the bottom in the dash line, which shows that this is the ending line. And I will try to make sure that my text and my images are in line, so that there are no extra spaces and they're always in a good position. Okay guys, now this part is done. Let's move to this part. Okay, this one has a bit of text parts, more of a texty thing, so we are going to work on this one first. So let's just copy this one, and we are going to go back and going to copy this one here and paste the text inside this one. So let me just copy the text first, copy that, and move back to the slide and go here and put the text like this. Okay guys, here we go. We have a reference again. We are going to remove the reference first and then put it here. Now let's just make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's say we're going to make it like this and something like this, and then let's just copy this reference from here and come back here, put it here, and I have already copied, so I'm going to paste it like this. Now we're just going to increase the length for this one so that the reference comes within the boundary, and then we are going to reduce the width so that it can come back to its original position. Okay guys, now we are going back to the slide again. We're going to copy this one. Now it says that study phase and test phase. I will show you how you can do that part. And one more thing which I will recommend you guys to do is that when you are using these kind of images, try to use rounded corners. So go to the picture, crop, change to crop to shape, and choose this one. Now it looks too much, so you can reduce the crop like this. I'm going to increase the size over here and make sure this is like this. Now let's just copy the graph again, and so that we can do all of those things one by one. Go back and paste it here. Now once you paste, it will go up because it is that is the location where it was already before. So now what we are going to do is we are going to work on this part. So let's just say we are going to put it here, and we are going to keep this space for the text so that we can also manage the other parts. Now what we are going to do is, as we can see here in the graph, this is divided into two parts, study phase and test phase. So we are also going to divide our graph picture into two parts, study phase and text phase. So go to insert, shapes, take a shape over here, and then draw a line here. So once you draw a line, it's not straight, so make sure it's straight. Once it's straight, what you can do is go to line option, increase the width. So once you increase the width, you can see the difference coming. Change its color to a more bright color so that it can be visible. It can be visible in the low light also. Now what I will do is I will copy this one again and will make the sections. So which is, this one is the test, this one is the study, and the second one is the test. So I'm just going to give it a dark color for the start. I say this is a study, and once we are done with this one, and we are going to say that this is the test. So different names, different colors, and different appearances. So we are just going to give them a different text color so that they look more bright. And once we are done, we are going to go back and we are going to see what else we need to do. So this is a text that we also have to add. So we are going to copy this one, go back to our slides here, paste it here, and now as usual it will be pasted on the top. Now this text is different, so sorry, this text is different, so I'm going to make it back to its original shape. I'm going to make it a little bit bold like this. Now this is justified right now. Let's just make this one like this, and we need to make our graph a little bit more smaller, okay, so that we can make a space for this one. Now once we are done with this one, it doesn't look too good, so I will just quickly and just slightly remove this one, and I will make some space for this part. Okay, so once we have a space for this part, what we can do for this part is, currently I'm just dragging it without a shape. What you can do is go to corrections and make it a little bit more vibrant. Now you can see a comparison. So if you put it here, two files here, now you can see what's the difference. So I'm going to remove the correction. This is the base file and this is the improved one. So you can see that this is more vibrant than this one. So once you are dealing with pictures, you can just increase the brightness by just increasing the contrast. So this one is here, it's done. This part looks too empty, so we are going to go into shapes. We're going to go into the icons and we're going to copy a shape which shows that this is kind of analysis representation. So we're just going to use this picture as a helping tool, and we're going to decrease its transparency, and then we are going to send it to the back. So now you can see that this part looks much better, and we are mostly halfway done, and we need to work on the other parts now. So now comes a part which is the next slide. This is a major slide that we need to work on. So as you can see, this is the graph, and these are some other explanations that we need to work on. So I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste it over here. So guys, remember one thing. So I will show you one thing over here, and then the remaining I will just show you how to do that by just copying that from the another picture, from the graph that I already did, so that I can make it more easier. So guys, as you can see over here, these texts are too small, not too visible. So for that, what we can do is, copy this, bring it down, put it here, change the edits, controls. As you can see on the back side, it was controls. And now we're going to change the color from this color to another color, which is our color that we use for the poster. And remember, the colors that you are using in the poster, try to be consistent. Don't use too many colorful colors, don't use too many different colors, and that's how you can maintain all the theme of your poster. So I'm going to change this color like this and say exports over here. Once we are done with this one, and reduce the size a little bit, now you can see that these things are starting to take a shape now. So now just go back to the slide. Now we see that these parts are to be highlighted like this and have to mention that these are different parts. So we are going to work on this part now, and we are going to go back to the slides first. And now what we are going to do is we're going to take a shape, go over here, and then we are going to draw something like this. So guys, instead of making a drawing like that with a solid line, just say no outline, reduce the transparency, and see the difference. Now if I do like this and I do like this, and similarly I do like this, I do like this, it gives a complete new different picture. So we don't have to work on different colors or different things like that. So we can just use simply these a little bit less highlighted images, and we can just mention how to do that. So let's say if this part is a different one, so we can give them a different color in order to give a representation. So similarly P1 is a different, this N170 is different, this P2 are different, so we are going to give them a different color just for a representation, so they look a little bit different from the other ones. So guys, these are some small things that you can do and make your work more beautiful. So now similarly for these ones, we are going to use the same text box like this, and we're going to say, like, let's say we're going to say this is P1, and then for all of these what we are going to do is we are going to just give them a same color, which is a golden color, and text is black so that they can be easily visible. And then copy that and put it over here. Similarly, go down, copy that, put it here, copy and paste, put it here, and similarly so on so forth, paste it here, and then it comes here like this, and then paste here like here. So this one is different, I'm just pasting as a reference, so don't mind that. I'm just trying to save some time because a too long video won't be too interesting for you guys to watch. So once we are done with this one, what we can do is we can place the other reference text which was used in the slides like this and this and this. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to just paste here the final version which I made in my previous version here, so that you can have a reference how to do that. So I'm just going to remove this part for now, and I'm going to paste the part that I made before so that you can have a reference now. So guys, see now, different colors, different rotations, and explanatory text over here, different headings, and now it looks much better than this one, than the one in the slides. So you guys can judge, and you can see which one to choose and which one is much better. Okay, now going back to the slide comes the next part, which is the methodology. Okay, so now same thing, copy that to say methodology here. So once you are done with this one, increase the size here, methodology. Now we are going to work on the methodology part. But before going to the methodology, just pasting this image, let's just work on this slide first, which is aim of the current study, to explore and all that. So these are just same things. What I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to do the same thing which I did for these ones. So you can see that how I did this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the same part from my template which I already made, and I'm going to paste it here just to save time. Okay guys, like I said, you need to manage your empty spaces. So for these empty spaces, what I did is, right now this is an aim, so I went in the insert section into the insert option, and here I just typed aim. So I just type my keywords and I can find something that I want to use. I use this one, check this, click this one, insert, and then just paste it over here. And now it looks too dark, so what I do is I reduce the transparency so that it doesn't look too dark. But now what I can do is I can send it to the back, and these things are just the same as these ones. I just added another background in the background over here, and then simple text on the top of it. Same goes for here, background in the shape in the background and text on the top. Easy way, simple way, and very easy to do. Now comes the third part, which is I'm going to show you how we can work on that part. So now the part that I'm going to show you is this one. Copy that. I'm going to go and paste it over here. So guys, this image itself looks too big, too different, and it doesn't have anything that we can work on. So currently this is an image, so we can't work much on it. What we can do is we can improve these things by simply doing small things. Let's just remove the extra parts from here, and once we remove the extra parts from here, we are going to reconstruct those parts and we are going to rewrite those parts again. So I reduce this thing like this, and then double click, go to corrections and increase the appearances. So once we are done with this one, again same thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this one, put it here, transform like this, put one over here, put one over here, because it had two headings. One heading says let me just check this heading. One heading says Asian, okay, and another one say Europeans. Okay, so now what you can do is you can give them different colors. Let's say for this one I'm gonna go with dark blue color. Looks sounds reasonable. Okay, we're just going to do like this and make sure it's in the center and remove the extra space for the bound. And for the Asians we are just going to go with let's say golden color. So go to the fill here and choose a golden color here, and make sure this one text is black in color so that it's more visible. And then we are going to go here and remove the extra space and then put it like this. Okay guys, so once it's done, you're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to copy this one, sorry, you're going to copy this one, paste it here, and you're going to move it like this. And then you're going to put the headings over here, faces, and put the houses over here. Similarly, you're going to copy these two you're going to copy these two again. You can drag it down and put it here. Now one more thing which is left, which are the main headings. We are going to put the main headings on the top. Copy these one, drag them down, and you're going to put them same things over here because they have a same heading. Now in order to make them more beautiful, what we are going to do is we are going to have a more like a shape and a boundary outline, so we can know that this is our working space. So we can say that, okay, don't give a shape fill, let's give it a black color and let's make it a little bit more thick. So let's say we have this one. Now as it's an image, so if I put it back, it will not be visible, as you can see like this. So what I will do is I will just try to make my text come on the top, which is like this. So go and bring to the front, and similarly for this one I will say let me just copy this one like this and say bring to the front. So once I do like this, it will show me something like this, and I will try to make sure that my text is a little bit this object is within the window and it's not going to outside. Now we need to replace these headings here. What we can do is copy this one, paste it here, and like this one, and shape format, shape fill, and give them a different fill. And for this one I'm just going to just select a no fill. Similarly, copy this one, put it over here, and like this. So here you go. Now you have a better image and better thing to display, but one thing is left, which is the color scale, which we don't have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, copy this image, go back here, paste it. So once we are here, we are going to crop this image, double click, go to crop option, reduce the size, and crop this image like this. So once you crop this image over here, and then here we go. Now double click, correction options, make it more brighter, and what you can do is put it here on both sides. So one for the down part and one for the top part. So that's how you do it. Okay guys, so this part is done. But one more thing which we can do is, let's say orientation task, another task. I'm going to remove this one now from here. I'm going to copy the one I made in the other slide, same, but just the thing is that it has more correct text, which is orientation task and ethnicity task, which we actually need. Okay, now go back to the slide again. The slide says Taiwanese data versus original data. So this is just an introduction, so try not to make it too big. So for this, what I did is same thing. So these are images, they are not text. What we are going to do is we're going to copy these images and we are going to just replace them over there as a shape, just like we did for this one. So go back, paste here. Once you come back here, and you can see that we can just move this a little bit here, and then select this picture, crop the shape, and use this one and choose a black background. Just go to shape format, increase the width a little bit so that's visible. go again home, format painter, and then this one. So we don't have to do it again and again. Once we have done for one picture, we don't need to do that again for the second picture. So we can just use a format painter tool, and we can just simply put it over here. So now you can see that in the graph, in the slides, they highlighted this particular part. So for this, what we can do is insert option, shape, take a fill, put it like this, put it over this like this. Now go to the shape options, no outline, color, let's say red, and decrease the size. So red is not too visible, so we are going to go with a golden color. So you can see that now golden color is more visible. If you want, you can increase the thickness like this, and now it's much more visible over here. Now we have a heading to replace here, so we are going to copy this text and put it here, remove the extra one which we don't need, go back to the slides again, and then let's say go back to this slide again. I'm sorry, go back slide again, copy this heading, copy that, go back here and put it here, and like this. Okay, now this looks too big. I'm trying to fix it here, so sometimes you have to make adjustments. So this is how we make our adjustment this time. Try to make some space and let them breathe a little bit. So now this part is done. Same thing, I'm just repeating the same thing again and again. Simple and easy stuff. Now we are going to work on the other part, which is the slides again. Slide has a research design. Now it's divided into two parts, experiment 1 and experiment 2, each with the 3 different headings. For this, what we can do is we can just use the same template. As you can see here, we have a template here like this. So I'm going to I already showed you how you can do that. Smart design, go to here, more layout options, list, and then choose this one, and you can easily do that. So now in order to save time, as usual, I'm going to do what I'm going to copy this part. I'm going to make sure that we don't waste much time over this, and I'm going to show you how and where we need to do some important things. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to paste it here. Okay guys, now let's have a review here. See, same things as I did before, nothing special here. Smart design, same tool. If you want to change the color, you can. Similarly, same thing for this one. As we saw in this slide, we have these 3 headings, this one like this. So if you click over here, go to smart design, and you can easily change the option that you have or if you want to use. So I normally typically choose based on the space that I have. If I have more space, I will probably go with a bigger smart art. If I have less space, I will probably go with a smaller one. So that's how you do it, how you manage space. So it's all about managing space. So if you manage space well, your poster will look much better. Now let's just remove these arrows and boxes, and you can easily see how your posters start to looking now. Although we have more space here, like a bit of congestion here, we can work on this part. That's not a big of a deal. So if we can see that I just made slight adjustment and already in the right direction. And similarly for this one, we can see that this one, sorry, select this one, then zoom in with your mouse and just select this one and move a little bit up so that I have enough space to breathe for this one, this call over here. Now reduce the size, and then we are on a good direction. Okay, so now once we are done with this one, we are going back to the slides again, and let's see what we have in the slides. So now comes the next part, which is the Cambridge factory test again, text again. So we are going to copy and put that as a text again, and similarly nothing much, all the text part. So we are just going to deal with this one as a text, and we are going to paste it as a text over here also. Similarly, nothing to do. And then comes one which is the smart art. We're going to copy that smart art and we are going to paste it here again. Okay, I'm sorry, just going to copy the smart art again, same smart art, and we're going to put it here. As you can see here, the smart art is already here, and we just need to make sure that we are doing the right thing at the right time. So let's just move this a little bit here so that I have enough space on the right hand side. And now you can see that this part is like this. Now I figured out that my text is not too much. Now my space, I don't have much space here. So what I did is I just tried to make sure that this is not too big and try to make sure that I can have enough space for my other parts. Okay, now the thing to learn about here for the next slide is that how to make this part more beautiful or more visible. Firstly, just copy these 3, copy them and go back to the slide here, paste them here. So zoom out and you will see your pasted objects here. Zoom in again, and now what we are going to do is go to picture format, crop to shape, and then we are going to crop them to a same shape like this. Now put them like this, make sure they're same size, make sure they're of the same size, drop it like this, and something like this. Once we are done with this one, we are going to see the other information in the text, which says 2 seconds apart, 18 trials, and then says learning stage. So what we are going to do is we are going to make sections. Okay, so how we are going to make sections, I'm going to show you how we can make the sections. So let me go through the next slide also, so that we can easily see how we are going to make a section. So as you can see, stage 1 and another stage, then the stage 2, and then there's the stage 3. Okay, there are 4 different things. So what I did with these one is I'm going to show you here. So I just made these kind of graphs here. I just made these kind of things. So let's just see what we did here. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to show you what I did here. So I just put the first 3 images like this, and I just used arrows and just simple text to explain how does it works. Then the text in part 4 5 images, and then part they have equal spaces between each other, and then they are separated by each other. Then I copy the same part and I drag it down and paste it here, so that it shows stage 2, and then comes the stage 3. And similarly, the last one was the testing part, which says which part is more better than this one. So for this one was too big to put in the graph itself. So what I did was, I just copy them as a picture, and I paste them as a picture one by one. So I'm going to copy this part as like this. So copy that and paste it as a picture. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to make sure it's not too big and not too small. I'm going to let me zoom in a little bit, and now you can see that how it looks like. Similarly, for the last part, what I did is actually I had more space on the top over here. Let me show you what I mean. So as you can see that this one is a little bit bigger in height than this one. So what I did is I took a benefit of the height over here on the top. So I just what I did is I just tried to manage the extra space over here and just put it like this over here, so that it can cover the space which is left behind on the top. Similarly, as you can see, this part looks much better and can easily cover the extra space and also manage the whole space. So now the whole this size of image, which was covering this much of space, is just in the half side. So what you can do is just make the picture first and then just reduce the transparency. Okay, now the last part, finally we are going towards main section, or the last section, which is the result parts. So for the results parts, I'm going to show you one graph what I did with that graph, and then we'll repeat the same step just to save time. So let's see how we do one graph first. So for that, I'm going to take you back to the slides again, and here we have a slide. This is the same part, facial recognition part. So we just skip this part, and we are just going to manage in some other part. So go to the face memory results. So you can see different results with different headings. Now how to manage this part, what I did is I took this graph first. What I did is let me just cut this one first, copy this one, go back here and paste it here. Okay, so here's a graph. What I do with every graph in my picture is, first of all, I just change all of them to a same font, which is Century Gothic, to make sure they are with the guidelines, with the color scale of the poster. And then similarly increase the size to 20. Again, make it bold. Similarly for this one, 20 and bold. Now again, Century Gothic, same size. Similarly for this one, so let's say Format Painter, and let's say, okay, it works. So Format Painter, and then you say like this, Format Painter, and then you go with the last one like this. Similarly, now you can see there's a lot of space here. What we can do is we can select the graph and just reduce the size a little bit, so that they have equal space and you can easily manage that. So select this one, Format Painter, boom, Format Painter, and like this. So now let's just change the color, red for red and blue for blue. So this is how I manage the graphs. What I did then is I just use one graph here like this, then comes the second graph, and then comes the third graph, which is something like this. Now as you can see, as I told in the previous time, attaching the graph like this may look too big, or they carry too much space. So what you can do is copy them like this. Okay, they want me to copy one by one, so copy them and paste them as an image. So once you paste them an image, make sure you have original graphs. Don't paste an image and an image again and again. So if you already have an image, just reduce the size. So that's what you can do. Okay, so let's go here and decrease the size, and now you can see that we still have enough space. So similarly, we had another graphs over here. So as you can see that one graph, second graph, third graph, all summarized in one place. Similarly, we had these three graphs. Okay, so I'm just going to copy one of them and show what I did. So what I did is that I just removed the color first, just to keep a same theme, and then I just went here and pressed here and click on black. So all the colors are going to change to black. Now similarly, go here, Century Gothic, like this, and increase all the size to 20, and then make sure that these are not collapsing with each other, and try to make sure that these are something like this. And similarly, this 24 is too big. I'm going to reduce it to 20 and change its color to maroon. And similarly, I'm trying to make space for this one and make some space here and something like this, and make sure that the graph looks pretty good. Okay, so this is how I managed for this part. And similarly, I did the same thing for all second of these tools, which I have already made. So I'm going to copy those ones, I'm going to paste it in the poster, and we'll show you how it looks like. So I'm going to paste it here, and you can see that same thing. What I did is repeat the same thing again. Century Gothic font, black titles here, bold title for the X's, and then the rest of the things are same. So what I did with the more information for the text part, which is with each result part over here, I did the same thing which I did for the other parts, which is using a smart art. So I just use a smart art over here again. So the reason why I use a smart art was to save space again. So smart art is the right name for saving space. So I will just show you how I did that part, and we'll go back and we'll show you some things. So here, so as you can see, this was for the face memory test. So the first one, then come the second one, third one, and like this. So you can see easily that these are just smart art text. So whenever you have a problem with the space, managing space, all you can do is just use smart art, and it will really help you save time. And one reason, the remaining things the same, conclusion comes the same, and the text part and all that. So that's why I didn't show you how to do that. I just copy that part and paste it over here. So now one problem which I'm going to show you is, let me just make a full screen first and show you how does it looks like. So now you can see the graph, and you can see how it looks like, although it's not covering the full background. So I'm just going to show you like this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So as you can see now, the graph itself looks pretty well and doesn't has much to do on it. But one thing, when you're using images, the only problem that you will have is you are going to face see now. So if I want to change a different background, let's say I want to choose a different background, let's say black color, you will see that all those images that I use will have these kind of things. So I prefer not to use like that, but there is one way how to use a colored background simply and very easily. So what you can do is copy all that. Okay, so copy that and paste it as an image. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do this part. So this is the trick that you can learn from this one. Now let's just make a beautiful background to this one. Let's say a dark blue color, and paste it over here. Now you can see, oh, I still cannot see anything over here. So what you can do is go to shape format, format picture, solid fill, and give it a white color. So now you can see here, you give a white color to the shape. What you can do is double click here, go to crop option, crop to shape, give a crop, nice beautiful crop here, and just reduce the crop a little bit, and here you go. You have a small we have a beautiful picture here, and you can easily manage that. Now what I'm doing is I'm just choosing all of them at once. So what you can do is you can divide them in different sections. So let's say I'm going to show you what I exactly mean by dividing them in different sections. So let's say if I copy just this much, and let's just ignore the title first. So copy that, go back here, paste them as a picture. So as you can see, this picture is here. Select this one, format painter, then select this one, nothing. Okay, not bad. Solid fill, make sure you have a white fill. Once you have this one, go to format painter, and then select yes, boom. Okay, we are done with this one. What we can do is we can put it here like this, reduce the size a little bit because we need to do that, and then go back here and then copy this rest of the part, copy that, go back, paste it as an image again. Here you go, format painter, and then like this. Now once we add this here, what we can do, we need to increase the thickness a little bit. Now let's just make sure that these things are within the boundary, and let's just give some little bit space to this little boy here in the bottom, and then we are set to go. Now this thing looks too big, so we are going to reduce the size a little bit like this, and then we are going to work on the third part, which is the last and the foremost part. Okay, so now this part is done. We're gonna go and copy this one. Let's just say that we have one more part, conclusion, and I'm going to make one last part, or let's just copy all of that and paste it here, copy that and go back here and paste it like an image. Once you have an image here, you can go click here, format painter, and like this. So we have this part here. You can reduce the size so that it matches the boundaries, and then reduce the width over there. So guys, as you can see, things are starting to take shape now. Now copy this one, the title and your name, go back, paste it here. As you can see, it's a little bit too big for this one, not too big, but it's okay. So what you can do is now change the color for the title font, and let's just say we are going to manage this part a little bit so that our name and titles are a little bit more visible, and then this part goes like this, and we are going to give them this part a little bit more space, and here we go. So guys, you see what we can do with one simple graph and one simple some poster. So copy this, paste that again. Okay, we are going to change the background again. Go to the design option, format background, solid fill, and this time we're going to go with more dark color. Okay, so this is another design. Copy that, paste, and then go with another dark color, let's say this one, paste that again, go with another color, let's say this one, paste that again, and then we go with gradient colors, let's say this one. Gradient also doesn't look bad, but for this, what you can do is try to make sure that your title is a little bit more vibrant, and you can easily make them like this. And now copy that and paste that. Honestly speaking, this one is the one I like the most so far. And go back here, change this to gradient color, or change this to less gradient color, and you can see how it looks now. So guys, this is how you make a poster, easy and simple way, nothing much about it, not big of a hassle. And all you have to do is just try to make sure. Let me see if I can fit this to screen. White screen. No. So let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit more so that it can show presenter view. Okay, leave it there. So guys, this is the way you can easily make a poster. Really easy and simple way. Have you seen that I didn't do much about it? This was a simple poster which we worked on, and then we changed to another one. Guys, this is just having a text, so don't avoid that. So then comes this graph, and then comes this one, this one, this one, and this one. So guys, this is the way, and as I promised, I will make a poster on this video. So I did that, and that's how I do my work. So if you guys want to be creative, do share your posters with me, and let me know how you made it, and if my video was more helpful to you guys. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave your comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.